Yeah, I know. It's so sad, but we're fine. We're over it. No, I took 115 AA.
There's a
No. There's two different.
Wait, do they do like multiple venues or are they like?
But like,
So we're going to move into the approval of the minutes from 1/28/2020. Is there a motion? Motion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. By motion of 12 to 0, the motion passes and the minutes from 1/28/2020 are approved. Okay, we're going to move into approval of the agenda. Are there amendments?
Can I amend the city redesign to make it an action item?
Yeah. Okay, is there a motion? Okay. John, second, all in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. By motion of 12 to 0, the motion passes. The city redesign presentation also passes an action.
Also strike that.
Strike
I mean,
that.
not that, TGIF.
Strike TGIF.
Can we also strike travel grant?
Oh, can we also strike SWC programming fund? So Navi let me know that he won't be here to present, so all the election board stuff will be happening next week.
Strike that.
Is there anything else?
Oh, I also, I just want a motion to add, my bylaws, an amendment to my child care bylaws.
Okay, all in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All abstaining. By motion of 11 to 0 to 1, AC's chapter and bylaws are added. Okay. Yeah, we're voting on them right now.
Do we have to vote on that?
Well, you vote to put action items on the agenda, and then the bylaw or the guidelines are a consent item. So you do a consent.
Oh, yeah, Brandon.
Could we, whenever Kim or Naomi has a chance, could you just send those out to us so we can review them before we get there?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other amendments? Okay. Is there a motion to approve the agenda? Okay.
Second.
Second, all in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. John, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. By motion of 12 to 0 to 0, the motion passes and the agenda is approved. Okay, we're going to start off with UCB.
Good evening. Not a lot of updates. If you have been passing along a message to your peers not showing up to the Rose and Block Party, we appreciate it because there was a fewer turnouts for that. So thank you. Maybe that had to do with cold weather, although it's not been cold until yesterday today. So other than that, not a whole lot of updates as of right now. This is my last USAC meeting. I will be relinquishing that spot to partner to my left, which is Scott Shuffler. Scott's taking over the position as the Police Community Services Lieutenant. So he will be here to meet with you based on his schedule and when he works out with him. But I want to thank you all for being such great partners with us, welcoming us into your forums and letting us be a part of that. I appreciate all the working relationships that we've had, and hope that continues moving forward. I'll let Scott introduce himself and give you a little bit of his background, but before I get to that, any questions for me? That's my last hurrah before I bow out. All right.
Good evening. So my name is Scott Scheffler. I'm a UCLA alum. I went to school here. I lived in the Res Halls my first year. I lived on the west side the rest of the time. When I was a student here, I was a CSO, and then I was a full-time dispatcher at the police department, and then I got hired as a police officer. I've been with the police department for about 17 years, worked as an officer, detective, sergeant, and now lieutenant. Worked almost all of the assignments. UCLA is very near and dear to my heart, so I heard through it. So I'm very excited to be able to work with all of you and come to these meetings. So I'm happy to be a resource, and I look forward to being a part of this and contributing where I can. So thank you, and I look forward to working with each of you in the future.
Any questions or comments? Thank you all, and thank you, Kevin, for continuing to show up each month. What a miss.
Appreciate it. All right.
With that, we are going to move into the public comment portion. So public comment is divided into 3 different rounds. The first, no audio, no video. The second, audio, no video. And the third, which is audio and video on our live stream. So each public comment will have 2 minutes to speak once. Just raise your hand and call on you from the front or to the back. All we ask is just to be respectful and mindful of everyone's time. So, with that.
Hi, my name is Sachi Cooper, and I'm in the Facilities Commission on the Blank Space Committee. I'm also here to advocate for the full funding of the CAE redesign. I think that this is really important because USAC as a whole advocates for accessibility in a variety of different ways, whether that's academics, environment, working with different programs for the campus community. But when we look at one of the most basic forms of accessibility, being physical and mental, we're really not doing nearly enough to address this. And working in the Blank Space Committee has made me realize that finding space on this campus is really difficult. There's lots of groups that want it and lots of groups that deserve it. But the fact of the matter is that in this case, we have a space. It just needs a little bit of work. And this proposal, fully funding it, would do so much to get to that. As Kelsey mentioned, a student survey found that 60% of students who identify as having a disability, physical or mental, don't take advantage of services that they have here on campus because the services for accessibility are inaccessible themselves. So working towards this small step just to make this place a little more welcoming and a little more accessible to students who need it is really something that USAC can do to make an impact on this really important issue.
Move on to audio video continue. Okay, we'll move on to audio and video around public comment. Second one. Okay, call for public comment. Okay, there is none, but we will adjourn public comment at 7:21 p.m. Thank you all. So we're going to move right into capital contingency. Natalie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Christine, and I'm from the Finance Committee, and I'm proxying for Nadia today. So this week, we received one capital contingency application from the FSC office for an outdoor canopy tent and banner. The total amount requested was $375, and our recommended allocation is $375.
Is there a motion? I motion to allocate $375 to USAC contingency.
I second.
All 2 seconds. All in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All abstaining? 1. Okay, by motion of 11 to 0 to 1, the motion passes. The capital contingency is approved for this week. Contingency program.
This week, we received 35 applications for the Contingency Programming Fund from non-USAC student organizations. The total amount requested was $21,569, and our recommended allocation is $7,450.83.
I motion to allocate $7,450.83 to non-USAC entities.
I second.
Jonathan seconds. All in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. By motion of 12 to 0 to 0, the motion passes. The contingency is approved this week. SFS allocation. Jonathan.
Hi. What is their call?
Oh, I think it's 13. No, it's not 12. Why am I counting? Who am I missing?
I think you just can't see John.
Okay. There's 1, 2, because I think okay. Sorry. So I'll amend it to be 13 to 0 to 0. Sorry. I just don't want to do more people. Yeah. I got you. Okay. SFS allocation.
Hi. This week for SFS, we received 8 applications for a total request amount of $7,734.64. With a recommended allocation of $5,488.38 to CFC.
Okay. Is there any opposition to SFS allocations? Okay, there's no opposition, and SFS allocations are approved this week. ASRF allocations.
ASRF is allocating $2,000 to non-USAC entities.
Okay, is there any opposition to ASRF allocations? There's no opposition, and ASRF allocations are approved for this week. ARC fund allocations.
ARC is allocating $4,625.
Is there any opposition to ARC fund allocations? Okay, if there's no opposition, then ARC fund allocations are approved this week. Special presentations, Lily.
I'm actually gonna cede my time to Katie, my staff member for fact, who's gonna give the presentation.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, through, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's good, that's fine. Cool. Go
I
ahead.
tried to send this to you, but I don't know.
It's on the screen.
Yes, I can see what happened.
Yeah, can I have the buttons?
Yeah, of course, I can, yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Hello everyone, my name is Katie and I'm in FAC and I'm helping Lily as we go through the CA redesign. I'll try to keep this short, but it is a little statistical. So I want to start with the psychology of design and the mental benefits that come along with it. As a psych major, this is really important to me to figure out why we are even trying to do this. So the mental benefits that come through having a space that's cohesive and aesthetically pleasing is rooted in biological human needs. Using natural patterns helps reduce stressors and increase productivity. And it's proven that environments that are complex, asymmetrical, unfamiliar, and unorganized cause sensory overload. There's also design psychology that goes into color spacing and lighting. And McDonald's knows this, for example, just to show you that they use orange, yellow, and red to make you feel more excited so that you buy more, eat more, and spend more money. And we want to do pretty much the opposite in the space. We want to make it very easy for people to feel comfortable and still really better. There's also a lot of physical benefits that go into design. The modern world sets off stressors more frequently, which wear down our immune systems. There's been tons of research that go into how everything that's going on in our lives causes muscle aches, blood pressure, higher cholesterol. And it's proven that in hospitals that colors can reduce the amount of pain. And even just looking outside can help improve your recovery time. So these are images of how the CAE is currently. There's, as you can see, a bunch of clutter under the desks, no visibility to people in wheelchairs, as well as inaccessible spaces. We need to make the space ADA compliant, which means that it needs to have specific requirements from having 27 inches minimum desk space, as well as 3-foot pathways. And logically, the Center for Accessible Education needs to be ADA compliant. Universal design is this idea that it enables and empowers a diverse population by improving human performance, health and wellness, and social participation. This is not just a project to make things look prettier in a space and make it more aesthetically pleasing. This is a place where people will be able to come together and form a community and help themselves find people that are similar to them. So we want to use CAE as the first room that we had tried this with because the current design is not functional and offensive. For example, when Lily and I walk into that room to talk to them about this project, they don't make eye contact with Lily first. They can only see me as we go in. And that's obviously offensive because I'm not even ever generally in that room. I've never been in it before I started thinking about this redesign, and that was my first impression of the space. There's a bunch of overwhelming clutter that can affect people with OCD as well as anxiety, and the bacteria-filled carpets that aren't cleaned and need to be replaced or uplifted completely pass diseases on to people with complex immune systems. The staff members in that area are overwhelmed and overworked, as considering that 2 of them in this area are students, and 1 of them is a staff member that's an adult. So clearly we want to advocate for our own students through this as well. There's a lack of organization, like I showed you with all the clutter, that makes it difficult for them to find necessary information that helps students find the resources that they need. So this is just to sum up, the goal of the design would be to make it accessible for all students with disabilities, as well as to obtain as many physical and mental benefits as possible for everybody, employees and students. What we also want to do in this room once we redesign it is instill some programming that would increase awareness of disabilities, both physical and mental, for everybody on campus, create a community and provide speakers and activities that help form a more cohesive environment, as well as reinstate our peer mentorship program that allows graduate students to get together with undergraduates and help take them through this through university with a little bit more of an emotional taking to it, and bridge different departments such as the graduate department and the disability studies. We're asking for $30,000 because we have a lot to do. We have to remove the non-load bearing wall, completely do the wall, paint, uplift carpets and redo hardwood floors, happy plant desks, storage cabinets, and the desk goes, like the list goes on and on. And we have to think of more than just physical disabilities. We need to think about snacks for diabetic, heating pads for injured muscles, and etc. So there's a lot more that goes into it. If we were allocated the high budget of $30,000, this would be one and done. We wouldn't have to ask for money from anybody else for this room ever, and it wouldn't have to be replaced for decades. It also allows us to deal with any unforeseen issues and make it truly ADA compliant and accessible. If we had a median budget of $10,000 to $20,000, we would probably have to redo the space within 5 to 10 years, and we would constantly have to petition for more money to address every need rather than addressing them at all. And that puts me in a very difficult position if I was to do that, because why do I have the right to decide who gets the benefits right now and who doesn't? Like, how do I decide if we deal with people with like mobility difficulties or visual difficulties or hearing disabilities? I don't think that's fair to any student on campus to have to make them wait for their benefits. We were able to have contractors come in and give us an estimate, and the redesign was done, and it was estimated to be $22,000. But $22,000 from people who didn't know what we were requiring of the space. $22,000 for non-aesthetically pleasing, non-productive workspace in which if there was a worker at that desk and somebody in the wheelchair tried to come up and see, they wouldn't be able to. Cubicles are unnecessary because there's only 3 employees, as well as the fact that it sectionalizes the space, and we're trying to get rid of that in office spaces and create a more flowing atmosphere. The overhead storage cabinets while it's good for excess supplies, it would not be feasible for everybody because not everybody can reach it. The filing cabinets and storage cabinets are not on wheels, so they cannot move out of the way in case we need them to. And all in all, these colors, I bet you guys can agree with me, are pretty depressing. If we were given no budget, the CAUT would stay the same way it is right now. And this is why you need to care. Physical disability is the largest minority, and it is the least represented, as well as physical and mental disability. It is also the most underfunded here on campus. USAC is here to help the students, and this is a new way to do so that we haven't tried before, and I believe that it really can make a difference in the way we do things. If that wasn't enough, most importantly, it's the only minority that you can join. Any day you could wake up and fall down and not be able to walk again. Any day you could get a bad disease that completely compromises your immune system. It's the only thing that, and when you're in that area, like if you ever get to that disability, you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, where are my resources? Why is it so hard to get around? Why is nobody helping me? And it's gonna be a very difficult transition, and that's what we're trying to do, is not just help the people who are currently disabled, but help anyone who could potentially be as well. This needs to be done now because every time we go in, we disrupt the work that's being done there, which takes it away from our students as well. And we need to work around the schedules of the employees. I've been doing research for months. We have a whole committee, as you can already tell, a bunch of people who care. We're ready. We're just waiting for you guys to decide. And I hope you guys do. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
So we'll move to a brief question and answer, and then we'll move on to action items. Are there any questions for Luke or for the individuals as well?
Approximately how long would it take to design the center? We're hoping that it should be done by the end of spring quarter. The reason it has like a slight delay is because we're trying to hire the new director the first week of spring quarter, by the end of this quarter, which is a very quick turnaround. But we want to implement this redesign with the hiring of the new director, bring them both at the same time. Was the center still optional during that period? Or sorry, operational? Yeah, operational. Easy is the interim CAP director. Yeah. And during months of construction. We're gonna try to do that while school's not in session. Over spring break. Do the more physical stuff.
Tearing down the wall.
Yeah. I had a question in regards to the cubicles. I understand for accessibility purposes that it's not desirable, but what about privacy purposes?
There are ways to create privacy in other ways that we have
Also, the front room there are no like sessions that go on there. Like Katie said, there's student workers. So it's primarily answering the phones and helping people that walk in. It's nothing that like, say you go in and you have private information, you go to one of the back rooms, which we're not interfering with.
Like the other staff members have actual offices in the back where they can close doors and have private meetings. So these people are lobbied up to that.
Yeah, I want to add that for the undocumented student program, when we deal with really sensitive information, like one's immigration case, we used to have cubicles in our old room, and that was not private at all, given that they shared the space with their coworkers that were not affiliated with the undocumented student program. And so the option of having other rooms to go and talk to students in has always just been a way more effective use, and also just opens up space in the actual space, like for example with CAE that students have to be able to use, instead of taking away space from other students because you have a sensitive matter to talk about.
Other questions or comments? Yeah, Ryan?
So the admin is like all good with this, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And are they willing to provide like some funding as well? Or?
So there was a lot of question about that. We did receive a one-time contribution from Vice Chancellor Gordon for $5,000 for the space. Otherwise, they don't really have money. They barely pay their employees. So that's about it. I hope in the future there will be more resources, but I can't guarantee that.
Was that 5,000 programming in the first year?
Yeah.
Any questions?
I did have one question. In the vision that I was looking at the other day, didn't you guys ask for 26,000? Like, I just want to know what happened.
When we did the surplus proposal, it was 30. Because I think we have an estimate originally that was, I was told a couple of different numbers. And so the most recent estimate we got, that was the most reflective. Because we were using an old estimate that was for the testing center, only to repaint it, and so I asked for less. But once we started doing the actual surplus proposals, it's always been 30,000. Because this most recent, estimate was 22,000, and we wanted to ask for extra in case there are any incurred fees that we would know about, and plus the taxes on something this large is going to be a lot. And then also we want to have at least a little bit left for programming.
Final questions or comments? Yeah.
I know I wasn't here for surplus proposals, so I hope this question isn't redundant, but I know that this ask for 30K is from USAC surplus, but is there any other, other than the 5K from Monroe Gordon, is there any other source of funding for this project, and will the project happen if less than, for example, less than 30,000 was I don't know, given?
Yeah, Katie kind of went over that in the presentation.
She talked about, I was paying attention, she talked about how 22,000 was the estimate, but I don't know, that doesn't confirm whether or not the project's gonna go ahead, with what amount of money would it go
Can you
ahead?
go back to the slides, Fernando, with the high, medium, low? So basically, to summarize, we could still do it with less budget, but we would have to kind of pick and choose which accommodations we make. As of right now, 5,000 is the only other contribution.
Okay.
We've been in talks with HCI facilities to try to secure more money, but right now it's kind of an ongoing discussion. Nothing is set.
Okay, thanks.
I think I can add a little clarity to that. Dean Glandese is committed that whatever amount you give, they'll take, and they'll use it towards this general project. That if you give them the funds, then if the job's not done by June 30th, the funds would stay stay with them and they would make sure that it went to that purpose if it needed to drag over the summer. If you decide you want to pay directly, then whatever is not done by the end of your fiscal year won't happen because the money would go back in surplus and not be available.
I also just want to add, like, this is not Jingle and Easy project, like, this is a student-run project. We've talked about like sharing the funds with CAE, because that obviously makes the most logical sense. But this is a very tightly knit community that's working on this. The committee is almost entirely created of students with disabilities that are actively working with Jingle and Easy and administration, because it's important to have the students that will be using the service actually give input, rather than give the money, whatever amount of money, for them to do whatever they want.
Who's the them? Sorry. Like who?
The CAE.
Okay, okay.
Questions or comments? Is there a motion or continued discussion?
A motion to allocate $30,000 from the USAC surplus to USAC for accessible education.
Is there a second?
I second.
I was too loud about the first one I heard, sorry. All in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. By motion 13 is 0 to 0. The $30,000 is allocated to the CAE redesign. That concludes our surplus allocation for the year. We are done with surplus. So we're going to move on with officer reports. Okay, I'm going to start. Basically, mine is super quick. Big laundry updates coming soon. Obviously, my team's been working with Residential Life and figuring to talk about reducing the cost of laundry. That's something that we're definitely starting to finalize. And we'll let you members for soon on that. We're still organizing giveaways in my office for engaging on our social media and events. The Gender Recognition Task Force is doing a lot of their work this week with final recommendations being sent in, essentially on how to make the campus more gender inclusive as a goal setting sort of for the administration in the long run. Thank you to some of the council members who really contributed to that process and helped participate as well and provide some insights. We had our office retreat last week. It was really fun. We just did a big escape room on a discount. That was really fun, and the turnout was good too, so I was happy about that. Other than that, the internship program is going well. Yeah, and then just assisting with elections when they come on. So, yeah. Kim,
Yep, so there's a Campus Safety Alliance meeting next week on Wednesday at 5 p.m. And then the True Bruin race results or the nominees will be announced on Friday. They will be emailed. The ceremony is going to be on February 19th in the LA tennis court, the room there. And then Bro has a networking fair happening on February 19th as well. And then and the IBP Partnership Fund application will be dropping out on Friday, actually. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
EVP, Joanna.
So before I forget, I just want to talk about student regent recruitment selection. So I got an email from Orlando Luna, and the student regent, the current one, Haley Weddle, is coming to visit our campus here at UCLA next week. My office is in charge of marketing and promoting and being present at the event. The recruitment event is open to all registered students and will be from 4 to 5 on February 12th in SAC basement room 5. The student regent will give a 20-minute presentation and take any questions the students may have. And Orlando made a request that I also ask council to be there.
She will be here from 1:30 to 5 and is interested in knowing if other um, offices have any questions for her regarding this position and or like just other issues that she would like to, that you would like her to bring up to Regents, as she's involved in several committees that the Regents have, and can probably poke around many of them and or new ones if you have any questions about it. She'll be able to meet you all from 1:30 to 4. And so if any council members are interested, please let me know, because I need to submit your names and just so that she is prepared for you all, by tonight, I guess. And I will remind you again, next week about the event. And just to give a little bit more background, Student Regent is one of the members of the board, basically. As you all know, we have several different regions, and there's one student position. They have a kind of like, I forget what exactly they're called, but they have another person in line to succeed Haley. And every year, we select another person to be that kind of like person that the current student regent mentors or mentors. So every year there's like 2 people that UCSA and EVPs collaborate with at the Regents meetings. And so this Regents student regent selection process is beginning again for this year. So we will select our like next student regent who will represent us in 2 years, kind of thing. So if you have any questions about that, ask me. But I think it would be way better to ask her about it. The process is really competitive, but it's open to all undergraduate. I think so. All undergraduates, graduate students, and professional students. So it's a really cool opportunity. And yeah. As far as other officer report stuff, the most important thing, because I already talked about the readings meeting last time, or no, I didn't. I canceled my officer, I believe. So tuition hike vote was postponed. So my office will be trying to organize student voices, student bodies to be at the next Regents meetings, which will be held here at UCLA at the Luskin Conference Center in March. We're going to be advocating against the tuition hike, and we're going to continue to oppose any kind of model of a tuition hike, whether that's cohort-based or just every year them deciding to raise tuition. I also talked to Naomi briefly because we were given a couple updates or a brief update about SAT/ACT testing requirements. So for a while, students were pushing for SATs and ACTs to be removed from being part of like your application to a UC and being more optional. But we were given updates from UCSA that it seems like the Regents are, or a body task force recommended that the Regents keep it in the meantime while they create a whole new test. It's not exactly what people want. So this will be just something I more work with Naomi on, given that I know that this issue directly involves more of like the academic senate, as they're the ones that have the decision-making power in order to make recommendations about issues like that. Lastly, I'm working on Bruins vote stuff. We are tabling for Bruins vote this week and probably every other week for the rest of this quarter until the primaries. So if you have any students that are interested in registering people to vote, I have a form that you all can share with them to sign up for tabling hours. Also, get registered to vote if you're not already registered to vote. And we will be having different kinds of promotional materials available to students. For example, we'll be making TikToks to help spread the word about registering to vote and why it's important to vote. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, please let me know. It's not exactly my forte. Thank you.
Hey, y'all. We are releasing a survey sometime this, probably Thursday or Friday, about like any issues with like using that for students and for staff to fill out. They can present this to admin, showing them like it's not just like isolated incidents that's happening, so we're trying to like compile all that data. So it should be, I'll like share it in the group once it's like ready and the flyer's good to go, so y'all can share that when it's posted. I know last week, SWC Student Health Network went to CAPS, kind of like deal with like making sure like marginalized students that use CAPS services are like better represented, trying to see how like student boards can support with that. So I heard that more. I couldn't make it, my staff couldn't make it, but they said we're just finalizing like how that process will look like for like grading the student, or like having CAPS compile that data. So we created a survey in order to like do that. I think that's all I can share right now, because the rest is kind of in the works, and admin has been dodging my emails, so follow up what we sent.
Agenda up two, Ryan.
So, hey everyone, I guess you already know about the bus and you already know about, working on the budget. So other than that, looking at, some research into, things like move out. I want to have a discussion with, maybe, OCHC. I'll talk with Arash later about this. Anyway, that's all.
Agenda three, Lynn.
Hi, everybody. We've been started meeting with local Westwood businesses about creating special rates for student organizations for their meetings and also just like events more generally. They've proven very receptive so far to working with us on this. Once we get like some finalized things going, I'll report to council on like who specifically and what it's going to look like and how that go about after we term out. But because it's a longer term proposal with most of these businesses. But yeah, thank you.
So I have some Senate updates as well. So we had our office hours in partnership with PSR last week for priority enrollment. I have my priority enrollment meeting towards the end of the month, and students with dependents are going to be making their proposal to be added to the list of students who currently have priority enrollment. If y'all have any questions about that or like have any like words of support that you guys want to add to that, we would love to have that. Yeah, but other than that, we're just working with the leaders of the proposal to try to get like a really accurate proposal to get to the committee, the ad hoc committee. Last week we also had our first ever senator retreat. It was really great. We were able to get Vice Chancellor ABC Michael Beck to come out and speak to us for a while, and we had a conversation with him, and we also very much trained and like did a lot of development with our senators and how to speak to like administrators within the committees and how to like navigate proposing things as well as getting things on the agenda. There's something else I wanted to say about that, but I can't really remember. Other than that, for quars, I felt like something that was really interesting that I wanted to bring to y'all. The college faculty executive committee made a different ruling on the 105 rule. I don't know if y'all know, but basically, if you are, let me get this right, I'm counseling minutes, but if you are a incoming freshman and you want to take community college classes, most of the time you can't take them if you're over, or you cannot take them if you're over 105 units. You have to take them before 105 units. But they're changing that to 180 units to make it more accessible for students who come in with lots of units and like who, for example, want to take like a GE class at a community college or something like that in their third year. A lot of students don't find out that they need to start taking summer courses until their third or fourth year, so it kind of helps alleviate the problem for students who are like usually economically challenged. And it doesn't necessarily affect summer sessions. There was like questions on like, how is that going to affect summer sessions enrollments? And the thing is that if students who are economically disadvantaged were not going to go to summer sessions to begin with, so it's not really going to make a difference. So that was something that's really awesome that was passed. We also had Vice Chancellor Monroe Gordon come in and talk about the reorganization of student affairs. I'm not sure if he's going to come in to council, maybe we can invite him. But I think one of the most important things is that now CAE will be under Dean Maria Blanc. So that's going to be like the biggest thing. Last week we also had this week we had our mental health event, which went really well. And we are also going to be releasing our study space survey later this week as well.
CC, Tyler.
So currently, right now, we have a screening of Birds of Prey, an early release screening in GMT. On Thursday, we have our finale of Campus Movie Fest. So about 25 movies, I believe, are being screened, student films, each 5-minute long. There's a reception with free food. So come support student art. Then we have next Tuesday, the 11th, we're screening Hustlers, in Ackerman Grand Ballroom, and kind of anti-Valentine's Day vibe, I guess. And potentially a event will erupt out of nowhere by next week. TBD might happen, might come back next Tuesday with something that day too. And then the following week, week 7, on the 20th, we're screening Midsummer on the Hill. Trying to market it as like, I don't know, come cozy in your pajamas, roll out of bed, and hopefully expose some of the kids on the Hill to what we do a little bit more. And then week 8, we have a concert on Tuesday the 25th, which will be in Ackerman Grand Ballroom, and the artists for that are currently being finalized. And then there'll be a few more things ongoing, but that's all I'll say for now.
CC, Jonathan.
Hi. Speak. What's new with Impact is next week. So next week, I'll be taking 29 Bruins to Arizona State. Super excited about that. I had my first pre-trip meeting at Kansas City. Really excited for all us to come from that. I'm hoping for smooth logistics. We have started we're calling it ADT, Approved Driver Training. So for those of you that don't know, we have a van fleet of 12, and CSC projects can use our vans to get to site, and that's like a big resource that we provide. We are implementing a new training that's CSC specific. So in order to drive our vans, then usually you have to do DST, driver safety training, and you have to submit your poll with the DMV for your driver record. In addition, now you also have to do ADT, approved driver training, just so that we can really streamline what all our policies are, what to do when you get an accident, what to do when vans break down, how to really help A-level logistics, really kind of take the burden off them. So that's something that I'm excited about, that I think is going to go well. Additionally, office hours, that happens in office hours, but office hours are tomorrow from 8 to 9 p.m. in the Kirkhoff staterooms. We'll have people there as always, finance, marketing, campus liaisons, everyone there. So come talk about service or just come say hi, eat some snacks with snacks. Really for anyone at all. So office hours. We got a new printer. Thank you, Fernando. We have a office. We have a large printer that our projects really rely on. It's a resource that we provide for when they go to site and curriculum and stuff like that. And our past printer really had not been working since March of last year. So we really haven't had a fully functioning printer for almost a year. And now we have a brand new, they made it for us apparently, printer, which is great. Last week was Nonprofit Networking Night, which went really well. We had over 30 nonprofits there, we had tons of students coming through. That that's always a cool program that we can do. I know multiple people that like are like seriously considering getting jobs and like internships and like all that kind of these volunteer opportunities for like full-time jobs that they like wild. So dang. So my intern work did a good job on that. The only other thing that I have is I got a random meeting with the Associate Vice Chancellor for Alumni Affairs, Julie Stevens, this week, to talk about the volunteer programs. I have plenty of thoughts on the volunteer center, but as a campus entity, I'm sure some of you also may have some thoughts on the volunteer center. So if you have thoughts on the volunteer center, I'd love to hear them. And I think it'll be a very interesting meeting on Friday. I'll let you know how it goes. Not that I'm not. Oh, wait, I'm not. I lied. VLC, Vietnamese Language and Culture, one of our projects, is having a dim sum fundraiser on next Tuesday in the Core Sciences from 10 to 2. They have some cool combo deals. And then alternative breaks, one of our projects, AB. They're doing a self-care booth on Thursday, which is like really cute actually. Yeah, they're going to be on Vermont from 10 to 4. Free painting, origami stars, free blue books, free yerba, and more. So let's go and have AB, see if they're going on Vermont.
Bless you.
Okay. You're not wrong. Okay. HHC has film screening and panel on Friday, which is fun because I think this is the first time. This is the first time they've combined both of those because those are usually on different days. Hip Hop Congress. Yeah, I think it's. I don't remember. So yeah, HHC Hip Hop Congress has started all of their things. They had kickoff on Friday. That went really well. Again, or I think it's two weeks ago. That Hip Hop Congress just does a variety of events, basically that highlight hip hop culture and its impact. All these really cool things, and it coincides with Black History Month. So come out, support, tell your friends. It is Black History Month. Consider reparations. Just support. Word is tomorrow, like it always is. I think that's all the events that we have for this week. I do have a meeting tomorrow with a person from the mayor's office. And but it's about mayor sounds like a really small town thing. But they are interested in bringing this really exciting exhibit that highlights like structural racism and public policy and like the narratives of people who are most impacted by those policies, specifically like redlining. So they're coming tomorrow, and if I find like the parts of the exhibit that they want to bring here to align with the vision I have for this, like consider it really worthwhile, which is highly likely because regardless discourse surrounding structural racism. I will probably greenlight that, and it's probably useful to know that in that case, art gallery would only, like student groups only be able to book art gallery up to be 7 or 8, because the nature of the exhibit is like a 2-month install, and obviously I'm not going to be able to art gallery the entire spring quarter, but right now I do intend to reserve at least the last 4 weeks of the quarter and through commencement for that. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, also, I think a couple people have asked, but like my admin coordinator isn't confirming spring quarter reservations in the art gallery until week 6. So if you haven't heard anything after that, and that's all.
Hi, group is ours next week on Wednesday. We decided to make it, I decided to make it Valentine's Day themed. So come give your boo something at group is our. Yeah, right? Okay, so don't be a hater. We also have very cute totes coming out, Brews Are Totes. So get them while they last. We are starting a petition for Ozzy, our reusable container system on the hill. Mr. Ozzy himself just sent us a bunch of stickers. No, but I don't know his name. He sent us a bunch of
samples to give out, so I've been giving people Aussie containers from Brewhawk and stuff. If you want a reusable, biodegradable container, let me know. Yes, okay. Yes, so we'll be starting that petition. We're gonna launch it at Brew Bazaar next Wednesday. And lastly, Lalo and I are co-programming with Disability Studies a screening of Come As You Are, a queer film about men with disabilities that go to a brothel to lose their virginity. It's a little spicy. It's a little, yeah, but it's gonna be really good. And that's week 9, Wednesday, March the 4th, from 6 to 9 on the Hill, specifically Bradley 300. I'll remind you again later, but I'm very excited. We're also having a panel, like the main actors Skyping in. So it's gonna be very exciting. We're also providing food. It'll be a great time, a little week 9 hang. That's it for me.
It's also accessible, there should be a thing, so translate.
Yes.
So.
FSC.
Okay, so our out-of-state student workshop is set for February 11th from 6 to 7 p.m. It's in Bradley Hall 300A. It's in collaboration with the Out-of-State Student Association and the Financial Wellness Program. And FSC will be providing food, so just make sure to spread the word for that. It's open to anybody. We are working with Covell Commons to revamp the online My UCLA Scholarship portal. And then some of my staff members are organizing a social media campaign for students to advocate against the tuition hikes that will allow students who are unable to attend Regents meetings to give their own digital form of public comment. We released our petition today to increase the meal swipe value on campus. The meal swipe value is currently set at $3.77, which does not even buy like a small meal on campus. We already have 200 responses and we just posted it a few hours ago, so it would be really helpful if you all are able to share it with your office or share our Insta post for the petition. We are also beginning sit-down negotiations with ASUCLA to increase the meal swipe value, and we're collaborating with other student organizations such as Swipe Out Hunger on this. So if you know any clubs or organizations that you recommend we work with, or if your own office wants to collaborate on this effort, please let me know. For the Reproductive Justice Health Center, we have around 35 partners as of right now who will be providing flyers on reproductive rights and affordability, and we're continuing to grow this number. The LGBTQ Center fully approved their collaboration with us, so when our tent won't be up, our flyers and information will be right in the LGBTQ Center. And then our goal is to have our center up and running by week 1 of spring quarter. We are collaborating with the UC Women's Leadership Conference and WestCom, and we're hosting the conference's Women in Finance breakout session, which will be on March 8th in AGB from 9 to 4 p.m. And then we're hosting financial literacy workshops for winter and spring quarter with Financial Wellness Program and WestCom. So we're planning 2 for winter quarter and 3 for spring. Our winter theme is maximizing money and our spring theme is minimizing money. And then we're also hosting an apartment hunting workshop on February 19th from 6 to 8 p.m. in the Brew and Viewpoint room with Financial Wellness Program.
Hi all, so Brew Necessities Menstrual Hygiene Fair is going to be next Thursday, and from week 6 through 8, they're going to be running a hygiene drive with Bruins for Accessible Resources, and that continues into Health and Heritage Week, which is week 8. Bruin Run Walks registration is now open for the 21st annual 5K on Sunday, April 26th, and it's currently free until Saturday. This is the only chance that it's free. So definitely register while you can and send it to your offices and different groups you're a part of. It's always discounted for UCLA students, but it's free until Saturday with the code. I'll put the code in the report. I honestly don't remember it. CPR and first aid programs, SWC-wide free CPR classes this Saturday. Earth began a sustainable change contest on social media where they're giving out eco-friendly prizes to a winner who sends in the most creative picture of them making a sustainable change that week. And they'll be doing this weekly. So the prize this week is 5 bamboo toothbrushes. Search has its Stress Less Fair this Monday from 12 to 4 p.m. in Bruin Plaza. And all of next week in Kirchhoff Art Gallery, their exhibition on reflections on rejections and resilience, which is basically a collection of pictures of rejection letters and people holding rejection letters. It's all of next week. in Kirkland Park Gallery, so I already said that. And then Sexperts is snacks, and Sex Ed with Queer Alliance is next Tuesday, and it's part of the programming for Pride Week. And the Student Health Network, again, like the petition that was mentioned, yes, last week, that's just like on my report again, so that people can sign that. Yeah, that's all from me.
Next Tuesday is the winter quarter student attendance task force meeting. I'll be there. I know it's something that I can invite you to, but if you have anything that you want me to bring up, I will happily bring it up. When is it? It's next Tuesday. Okay. And then also, if you did share it, thank you so much for sharing our Google form to collect the stories of parenting students or student dependents at UCLA. We got a lot of really good responses, and so I humbly ask you again to share the petition in all of your group chats and with all of your friends and on social media. The link is tinyurl.com/parenting petition. It's really easy for academic senate to look at it and be like, sounds great, but I don't think students actually want this. So we really actually need a lot of student support. And the date for Transfer Lobby Day has been set. It is going to be April 29th, which is a Wednesday. Again, if you know a transfer student that you think should go on this trip, give them my contact information, or you can give me their contact information. I have business cards that you can take at the end of the meeting. And then finally, my office next Tuesday will be hosting a study hall in the transit center. That's all.
I saw Shama.
She's not here.
He's going down the list. OCHCR, sorry about that.
Hello. So last week we had our NRHH Pack Snack and Wedge Pledge events. They went well. This week we have energy games on Wednesday and an appreciation event for our dining staff on Friday. Week 7 would be one of our legacy events, Casino Night, and our Pacific Business Conference in California State University, Fullerton, that OCHC is going to be attending. And then the most important upcoming event is the Residential Life Town Hall happening upcoming Monday, week 6. So I would encourage you all to attend that, share that information, bring forth concerns regarding residents and things that you would like to work on the Hill so that it can reach out to administration and students alike, and you can get feedback on the same. That's all. Thank you.
I don't think I have any updates. Sorry. Do you need anything from me? Anyone need anything from the Hill?
Oh, I will need a room for mental health.
No, I'm just kidding.
Convenient location.
Let me know.
Okay.
Let me know, email me, date and time.
I don't have anything in the way of announcements per se, but I know that there are a number of different efforts underway developing potential referenda to go on your ballot. I've heard from groups behind 3 different projects. If there's anything else, if you're working with anyone who's working on something that hasn't been in touch with me yet, please connect them to me so we can go over timeline and the steps so that they know what they need to do to have a chance of making it happen.
Jessica,
Nothing from me.
yeah.
Oh, I totally forgot that Joanna had mentioned the standardized testing thing. I kind of just wanted to add a little bit more to what Joanna was saying. At the beginning of the year, Janet Napolitano created a task force that was supposed to interrogate and kind of find out if it was a valid test and if it should still be used. The task force was conducting research throughout the whole fall quarter, and they concluded their research mid-January. They're going to be releasing their report, I believe, at the end of the month, but from what it seems like, the article is saying
decision won't be made until May. I've also heard that the article was, or that the report was leaked, and that's why we know so much information, and that's why we know that the regents are, or at least the task force, found somewhat predictive validity, not a lot, not substantive predictive validity, but since it's not, since it's not like completely not predictive, they're not comfortable with getting rid of it. If you want more information about what that looks like, I can talk to you about it. Joanna, I think, can also talk to you about it as well. But we're currently working on releasing our policy brief that we're planning on doing to CORS. And the chair of CORS sits on CORS, which is the larger UC Academic Senate-wide committee. So that's one of the methods that we're taking. We have a bunch more, but we would love to get in contact with folks who are interested in this topic as well.
Jessica, you said there's nothing from you? Awesome. Then we will move on to new business, the AAC travel grant bylaw change.
So I think everybody's got it. Just one revision. Let me pull it up. On page 4. Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to pull it up. Yeah, it's just the stuff in red. So essentially, all we're doing is adding bus passes or Go Metro passes to be included for reimbursement under the travel grant.
There's like a slight typo, I think, on the same page. Under logic for C, making it a list of. Under lodging? Wait. Section E.
Section E, okay.
And then lodging.
Oh, yeah.
Right, that you're accompanying a list of rooms.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. I'm not gonna put that in red.
Yeah.
Are there any questions or comments about this change?
It's just consent.
Yeah, it's just consent. Okay, is there any opposition to the AAC travel grant bylaw change? Call. Okay, there's no opposition, the AAC travel grant bylaw change is approved. Great. Then with that, we are going to adjourn at 8:17 p.m. Okay.
Brandon, is that the sign-in?
Yes, sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, maybe that would be easiest. Like, you just go right first and then I can try to.
Like,
all the
Constitution.
Press it,
Not that it was, it doesn't have to go to section.
I think it should.
No, I can't. So how do I start?
So